Hey, what's up? What's going on out there? I'm about to check out this video on Nightcap, and Shannon and Chad are going to be talking about the Steelers starting situation with Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. Now, I saw the game when the Steelers played the Falcons, and I thought Justin Fields played okay. Nothing really impressed me about his performance at all. Um, like I said, he just looked okay. I really think they need to let him throw the ball down the field more, especially like how they established their running game. The running game looked like it could be pretty decent. But I think they should just let him throw the ball down the field more, especially if they when they really get the running game going. And it looks like they want to do a lot of clock management, with the defense. Defense played outstanding, as well as Atlanta's defense played well too. Kirk Cousins, he ain't do a damn thing that whole game. Even though he was getting pressured a lot, if he's not in rhythm at all, like he just looks terrible. Like he looks like a backup to the backup. But they're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna give my honest opinion about it.
Ocho, the Steelers beat the Falcons behind 6 field goals by Chris Bonio, 18-10. Russell Wilson aggravated a calf injury earlier in the week, gave Justin Fields an opportunity. Justin Fields from the Atlanta area. He completed 17 of 23, 156 yards. He rushed 14 times for 57 yards. But the most important thing for Justin Fields, he didn't turn it over. No, Chris Boswell is the kicker, not Bonio. Chris Boswell. And as the game went on, it looked like Justin Fields got more and more comfortable. He look. I say this again. The great thing that Tom Brady could do, he understood what type of game it was going to be. Justin Fields, look, ain't going to be a whole lot of points scored. First of all, Arthur Smith is not going to turn me loose. Is not going to have me throwing and spraying the ball all over the field.
Right.
So let me, get the ball to George Pickens. Let me hand this ball off to Najee Harris and let them do what they do. And as long as I don't put the ball in harm's way, I like our chances of winning the ball game. And that's exactly what happened.
They did, yeah.
The Steelers' offense was they couldn't finish drives, but they had a very reliable kicker. He kicked a 51-yarder, a 56-yarder, a 57-yarder to become the first Pittsburgh Steelers kicker to kick 3 field goals of 50-plus yards in a game in franchise history.
Yeah, I was about to say that too. The field goal kicker played outstanding. Like I said, they were trying to play a really ball control a game, and maybe they'll let Justin, throw down the field more to open up their offense a little bit. But to Shannon's point, it looks like when the game went on, the more comfortable he got. Again, it didn't impress me, but I feel like going forward, they need to let him, throw the ball down the field, just to open up the offense more. And I feel like they probably need another weapon because I think Pickens is going to be like a problem, in the league, like going forward, because he played extremely well.
The question I got for you, Ocho, if Russell Wilson is healthy next week, does he start or do you stick with Justin Fields?
Absolutely not. Russell Wilson is going back to his starting job. Russell Wilson was awarded the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Therefore, when he's back healthy, he's back in the slot. I think the offense in itself, in general, especially with the playbook and the play calling with Arthur Smith, it opens up the playbook exponentially as opposed to if Justin Fields was at the helm.
Okay.
Two different type of quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So I think the best fit for the Steelers would be Russell Wilson for the foreseeable future.
Okay. Meanwhile, the Falcons gave First Cousins $100 million guaranteed coming off a torn Achilles to lead the offense, featuring top 10 draft pick Bijan Robinson, Drake London, and Kyle Pitts. And Atlanta brought back its entire offensive line, but Cousins threw.
Before Shannon talk, I just want to say this too. Like Cousins, again, he looked terrible, and when he's not in rhythm, like he just looks super terrible, like second or third string. Like I don't know, Kirk Cousins, either he's up or he's down. Like he's about to. I'm sure he's going to explain more. Like him coming off the injury, him getting rushed, his age, things like that. Like he just didn't look good at all. He looked terrible, even though He dealt with a lot of pressure. Even in those pressurized situations, he was still throwing bad passes, you know. But he looked absolutely terrible to me.
2 interceptions. The Falcons only managed 45 yards in the second half and fumbled a bad snap to squash a first half drive. Which will this offense need more time to click? What's going on, Ocho?
Yeah, they goddamn week 1, boy. I'm telling you, it's hurting everybody, huh? I tell you no lie. Bijan Robinson, the real deal. Kyle Pitts, real deal. Drake London, the real deal. Man, I'm telling you, these boys ain't got no type of what's the word? I don't want to use the word chemistry. They need that live action.
Ocho,
Now, yeah, no, you don't
let me ask
think
you
so?
this.
Yeah.
You notice how we make excuses for week 1 when nobody ever made excuses for us?
Oh, but shit, we played in the preseason, huh? So when
I'm
we got
just
to week 1, we was rolling. We was good. We was acclimated with.
Exactly. To Chad's point, it's just different nowadays. Like in the preseason, you know, players played more back then, and it's a shorter game. Now it's 17 games now. So now you don't have that time. And even though I was watching the preseason game, a lot of starters weren't even playing. So that could make up a big difference. So it could be some of that too, but honestly, Kirk Cousins will still play like some ass.
Acclimated to game speed. We wasn't going from 0 to 100 and then being goddamn surprised at the goddamn game speed because we're not used to the tempo. I'm not making excuses for him, but it is week 1. Things are going to look sloppy. Things aren't going to look like they should look. For defenses, it's a little bit easier. Defense, all you got to do, the call comes in, you read and you react. You read and you react. That's it. So I think it's a little bit simpler on their side of the ball. I think offenses, despite some teams that might win, some teams are going to look better than the others.
Yeah.
Some teams are
I
going to
think
look better than the others.
For us, being a part of the team, and when I played in Denver, the one thing that I loved about Mike, he never let us use week 1 as an excuse. If we played good, he's like, "Hey guys, we played well, we won the game, but there are some things that we can do better." But when we lost, it wasn't no, "Hey guys, it's just week 1." He's like, "No, this is unacceptable."
Yeah.
Exactly. It's not like it's baseball where they have over 100 games. In football, each game is critical, you know. So a loss can hurt you a lot, and that's what I think Shannon is alluding to. Like, there's no excuses. You have to take advantage of each and every game.
And I like that. I like being held. I'm big on accountability. I'm big on accountability because I don't want to plant excuses in guys' head because you know how the mind is wired. Oh, that's an excuse, hey, blah, 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 this happened. Right. The plane didn't take off on time. Somebody pulled a fire alarm, Ocho, and we had to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
No, we don't do excuses here. We win or we lose. But they need to change this. If that's what's causing everything to look like it's looked in week 1.
Right.
Well, how can they not play a game? Can they not get any action in the preseason? I'm talking about like none. They can't get like 20 plays. In 2 preseason games, Ocho, they can't get 20 plays. They can't get no plays.
And them boys ain't do nothing. Some people didn't do nothing. Nathaniel, zero, zilch. Obviously trying to protect the players from injury. I mean,
and that's why the guys get hurt because they don't do that. They don't get hit.
Yeah, hey, they'll learn.
There's a real Ocho. I mean, you can't go out there. You done took 2 months off. And all of a sudden, you're going to say, you know what, I'm finna run full speed. I'm finna try to run the times that I was running when I was at my peak. Well, you asking for trouble. Well, that's what they ask these guys to do.
Yeah,
they ain't been running. They don't. You haven't done.
Well, I'm gonna stop the video right there because they like pretty much talked about what I was looking at the video for. But to Shannon's point at the end too, yeah, that's a big difference. Like going from 0 to 60 and just thinking you're just going to jump out there and perform the same. It's not going to be the same. You need those reps, to really be as sharp as possible. But anyway, I don't think either one of those guys, Fields or Russell Wilson, they present the same thing with the Steelers. I think Fields' athletic ability gives him an edge because when they play teams with like like actually, like I said, like the Falcons defense played really well. Some of that stuff, I don't think, Russell Wilson, maybe he would have got out of back in the day, but running wise and maneuvering wise, he doesn't have that same, type of bounce. But it's like, to me, putting in one for the other, it doesn't, it won't make a difference, honestly. And that's me going based off Russell Wilson and Denver. I mean, he looked all right. Like, I'm not going to say he's the reason they had those difficulties, but he wasn't playing at the same level when he was at in Seattle. And maybe Pete Carroll knew something too. That's why they pretty much let him walk. But like I said, they put either one of them in. They still had to push the ball downfield, and they had to figure that out. But that's my 1-2. You leave a comment. Let me know what you think.